Now, as we think about this in terms of our community, as we trust God for the relationships that He has given to us, then that trust in Him affects our trust that we cultivate in each other. Because trust is foundational to relationship. It can't be forced because trust is cultivated in response to a healthy community environment. I kind of see it like a plant that can only grow in relationship to a healthy environment. And so we need to cultivate a healthy environment for trust to grow, for relationship to grow, which is explained on page 24. Just to put this into more specific language, how do we cultivate an environment where trust grows in our relationships at Anthem Church as we respond to what God is doing in our life? How does that affect the way that we live with others? Do we do what we say we will do? Trust is built upon reliability, which is cultivated as a person consistently follows through on their commitments and is dependable because they know and believe that God cares how they live and how they treat other people. Do you own your mistakes? Because I think trust is maintained upon accountability, which is cultivated as we take responsibility for those moments we're wrong or unhelpful, according to the scriptures, and then apologize. Do we keep confidential information confidential? Do we act with integrity? I appreciate this suspend judgment. Trust delays a firm conclusion until they have all the information about a person. They resist the urge to jump to a conclusion and are open to possibilities, knowing that God's love is patient. Does our trust assume the best? Trust believes the best in another person. They are gracious and kind to other people because of God's grace and kindness that's been given to them. And the last one is respecting boundaries. Trust is built upon an identity where boundaries define the limits of a relationship so that both people understand what is and is not acceptable. They believe that every human being can only do so much, and they trust God to handle the rest. I believe these are the nutrients needed for trust to grow, which is in response to our faith in God. So just reflect on those on page 24 to 25. As you look at those phrases, which of those, like you want to pound your fist on the table, they're really important to you? And maybe there's one of those that you think, oh man, I feel like I just fall short. I think that's where it's important to see that there's grace and truth. We need to know what the truth of trust is and the grace that's included as part of our relationship to Jesus, who's with us, who doesn't leave us nor forsake us, and that is doing a work in our lives through the power of the Holy Spirit so that we cultivate a community, a healthy environment for trust to grow.